Get ready for a whirlwind journey through 10 extraordinary films featuring Henry Cavill, each one packed with daring escapades, intense conflicts, and unforgettable moments. Let's jump right in. 10. Immortals. From the very first glimpse, Immortals hurls you into a world of violent ambition and sprawling myth. The story centers on Theseus, a mortal chosen by fate and driven by a deep-rooted thirst for revenge after witnessing the brutal murder of his mother. In a land overshadowed by a merciless king named Hyperion, who seeks the power to challenge even the gods, Theseus discovers that his mission extends beyond personal vengeance. He must thwart Hyperion's monstrous plan to unleash the Titans and annihilate Olympus itself. This clash is not simply about brute force. The film weaves an intricate tapestry of gods and men, where loyalty, destiny, and moral endurance come into sharp focus. Henry Cavill's portrayal of Theseus brims with intensity, showing a warrior wrestling with both rage and honor. His journey from humble villager to heroic liberator resonates with anyone who's ever yearned to transcend their limitations. There's a stirring quality in how he channels heartbreak into an almost sacred purpose. Yet beneath all the spectacular battles and epic sets lies a conversation about courage. Courage to confront tyranny, courage to accept the weight of destiny, and courage to believe in a power greater than one's own. Director Tarsem Singh immerses audiences in a visual feast. Every scene is awash in striking contrasts. Golden sunlight against towering cliffs, blood-red battlefields set against the deep blues of stormy seas. This painterly aesthetic amplifies the film's mythic quality, reminding viewers that in ancient Greece, legends were born from the raw interplay of cruelty, sacrifice, and hope. Amid the chaos of swords clashing, the film finds its heart in characters who grapple with questions far larger than life and death. When deities step into mortal conflicts, it's a reminder that even gods can be entangled in human turmoil. The result is a thrilling, grand-scale quest where devout believers and hardened warriors alike must decide whether they stand for survival at any cost or for a better future for mankind. Immortals stands out as a high-octane spectacle that fuses emotional gravity with supernatural might, embodying the relentless spirit of those who dare to challenge fate. 9. Enola Holmes. Imagine stepping into the shadow of Sherlock Holmes, possibly the greatest detective in literary history, and trying to outsmart the best minds of your era. That's exactly where Enola Holmes takes us, introducing a spirited young heroine with a brilliant mind and a penchant for dismantling outdated societal rules. Enola, Sherlock's younger sister, embarks on a winding journey of puzzle-solving and adventure, all while unraveling a labyrinth of clues left by her enigmatic mother. At first blush, the film offers the exciting rush you'd expect from a classic detective tale. Hidden messages, cryptic letters, and exhilarating chases. But it quickly grows into something deeper, an exploration of identity, independence, and societal boundaries. Enola's world is dominated by rigid social norms, dictating how a young lady should think, dress, and behave. Undeterred, she turns every rule upside down, questioning why these limits exist in the first place. Watching her navigate these obstacles is a joyful reminder that innovation often comes from those who dare to break the mold. Henry Cavill appears as Sherlock, depicting a slightly more reserved version of the iconic sleuth, focused, elusive, yet protective toward his younger sister. This dynamic offers a refreshing new angle on Holmes' lore. For once, the storied detective is not the main center of attention, but a figure who must wrestle with his own preconceptions about family and duty. Enola herself steals the spotlight as she sets out not only to find her missing mother, but also to carve her own path in a world that consistently underestimates her. What truly fuels the story is its capacity to charm both seasoned detective fans and newcomers. The era's lavish outfits, horse-drawn carriages, and elegant ballrooms clash in a delightful way with Enola's free-spirited escapades. Between deciphering codes and outwitting villains, she challenges Victorian norms that so often repressed women's aspirations. Her relentless curiosity offers a hopeful message. that while we might sometimes feel overshadowed by towering figures, be they legendary siblings or the weight of tradition, our own voices can shine through when we trust our instincts. Enola Holmes stands as more than just another clever mystery. It's a testament to youthful optimism and the spark of change that lights up even the darkest corners of conventional thinking. 8. Batman, vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice delivers a thunderous showdown between two titanic figures, each bearing the weight of their own moral code. When Bruce Wayne, plagued by past trauma and an unshakable mistrust of powerful beings, sets his sights on the seemingly invincible Superman, sparks fly in a fiery clash that threatens to tear their world apart. The film underlines the question, what happens when hope and fear collide? From the get-go, we are thrust into a moral quagmire. Batman, sporting a battle-worn cynicism, wonders if it's wise to entrust an alien demigod with humanity's future. Conversely, Superman grapples with a world that simultaneously worships and resents him, questioning whether his presence does more harm than good. This tension is more than physical. It's philosophical, swirling around the idea that absolute power can be both an inspiration and a curse. The explosive action sequences, punctuated by towering set pieces and a moody color palette, keep viewers on edge. But behind the barrage of fists and lasers lie profound questions about accountability and justice. Henry Cavill portrays Superman with a combination of idealism and doubt, managing to capture the essence of an all-powerful being who longs for acceptance. Meanwhile, Ben Affleck's Batman seethes with raw anger, forging cutting-edge weaponry and donning heavily armored suits to stand a chance against the Man of Steel. The result is not just a physical standoff, but a philosophical duel of epic proportions. Each hero's inner demons threaten to overshadow their best intentions, heightening the tension until the moment they realize a shared humanity and a mutual enemy may be the only way to save what they both love. The addition of characters like Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, introduces a new dimension, hinting at a larger tapestry of heroes that extends beyond these two icons. Ultimately, Batman vs. Superman. Dawn of Justice is a testament to the fragile balance between justice and vengeance, altruism and paranoia. By pitting these legends against each other, the film dares to expose our cultural fascination with powerful figures who blur the lines between heroism and tyranny. It's a raw, visually gripping spectacle that forces us to question the true cost of security and whether unity might be our only path to survival in a perilous world. 7. I Capture the Castle. Set amid the fading grandeur of a dilapidated castle, I Capture the Castle spins a hauntingly beautiful tale of dreams, heartbreak, and human resilience. At the heart of the story is Cassandra Mortmain, a bright and imaginative teenager who documents every flicker of her family's eccentric world in her journal. Her father, once hailed as a literary genius, has spent 12 stagnant years unable to produce another word, plunging the family into creative and financial desperation. Enter the wealthy Americans who purchase the estate next door, offering both hope and tension for Cassandra's impoverished family. Their arrival sparks the idea that a marriage to one of the new neighbors might be the key to salvaging the Mortmain's precarious existence. Yet, I Capture the Castle refuses to be a mere Cinderella story. Instead, it delves deeply into the complexities of aspiration versus duty, love versus obligation. Cassandra teeters on the edge of innocence and adulthood, trying to hold her family together while nursing her own blossoming dreams. Henry Cavill appears here in one of his early roles, contributing to a cast that brings an undercurrent of longing to life. The rural English countryside, with its crumbling architecture and moody skies, mirrors the family's crumbling fortunes and hidden desires. Within the old castle walls, we see the stark difference between romantic ideals and harsh reality. Cassandra's determined optimism stands as a fragile bulwark against the despair that weighs heavily on her father's shoulders. Watching her navigate these ups and downs reminds us of our own youth, when we were convinced a single life-changing event might solve every problem. But the film ultimately reveals that real growth comes when we learn to adapt and stand on our own. As Cassie's father grapples with the ghosts of his past success, each family member must step beyond their comfort zone to protect what they cherish. The result is a tender exploration of how far we're willing to go for the ones we love, and whether dreams should be guided by practicality or passion. I Capture the Castle offers a gentle, introspective view of ambition, heartbreak, and the universal longing for both security and creative fulfillment. 6. Stardust. When a star literally falls from the heavens, most people would marvel. But in Stardust, young Tristan Thorne sees it as a daring opportunity to prove his devotion to the village beauty, Victoria. Determined to retrieve the fallen star, Tristan crosses the guarded wall that separates his sleepy English town from a land teeming with magic and hidden perils. What follows is a whirlwind quest filled with sky pirates, scheming witches, and an otherworldly romance that lights up the screen with enchantment. The moment Tristan steps over that wall, he leaves behind a mundane existence and enters a realm where nothing is as it seems. The star he promises to bring back isn't just a chunk of celestial rock. It's Yvonne, a luminous being with a sharp tongue and a heart as radiant as the night sky. Their journey together is not merely about forging a path home, but uncovering their true worth. Tristan's transformation, from a timid shop assistant to a resourceful adventurer, mirrors our own desire to become braver, more confident versions of ourselves when confronted by life's magic and its dangers. At first glance, Henry Cavill's role as the smug Humphrey might appear minor, but his presence in Tristan's old life contrasts delightfully with the marvelous chaos unfolding beyond the wall. Meanwhile, Robert De Niro's flamboyant Captain Shakespeare and Michelle Pfeiffer's wicked Lamia deliver vibrant performances that highlight the whimsical unpredictability of this magical realm. The film's backdrop is drenched in fairy tale motifs, moonlit forests, hidden spells, and floating airships, yet each element is twisted just enough to feel fresh and playful. Beneath its lighthearted veneer, Stardust contemplates themes of loyalty and courage. The real magic isn't found in a witch's incantation, but in the steady, enduring kindness that draws people together. Whether it's Tristan defending Yvain or Yvain revealing her own vulnerability, the film underscores that true strength often takes shape in compassion. In a way, Stardust invites us all to peer over our own metaphorical walls, reminding us that wonders await if we only dare to leap beyond the boundaries of the familiar. It's a timeless fable that sparkles with hope, proving that love and courage can transcend even the most formidable barriers. 5th, Man of Steel. Man of Steel gives us a darker, more grounded Superman, reimagining the legendary hero for a new era. The film begins on the doomed planet Krypton, painting its destruction in harrowing detail. Advanced technology marred by societal arrogance, leading an entire civilization to collapse. Amid this catastrophe, baby Kal-El is sent to Earth, unknowingly bearing the destiny of an entire people. Raised by humble farmers Jonathan and Martha Kent, he grows up as Clark Kent, gradually discovering extraordinary powers that set him apart from humanity. What resonates most in this version is Clark's internal struggle. On one hand, he feels compelled to protect his adopted world. On the other, he's conflicted about whether humans would ever truly accept him. The story dives deep into questions of identity. If you had the power to change the course of history, how would you use it? Henry Cavill's performance showcases Superman's moral dilemmas, underscoring his desire to guide humanity without dominating it. He's earnest, often pained by the burden of holding such responsibility. Each flight and rescue unfolds with a sense of awe tinged by the weight of duty. Visually, Man of Steel stands out through its sweeping cinematography, from the bleak Kryptonian landscapes to the modest farmland of Kansas. When Kryptonian adversary General Zod arrives on Earth, determined to resurrect Krypton at the expense of humankind, Clark faces a choice that threatens to unravel his entire moral fabric. This conflict culminates in a city-leveling confrontation that questions how far a hero should go to save the greater good. More than just an action spectacle, the film delves into the emotional gravity of being different. Scenes of a young Clark struggling to suppress his powers at school highlight a universal theme: the fear of not fitting in. Ultimately, Man of Steel is a reflection on nature, nurture, and purpose. It reminds us that real heroism stems from empathy, even when you're the strongest being on the planet. With its grounded tone, heart-pounding action, and existential quandaries, it appeals not just to fans of caped crusaders, but to anyone who's ever wondered how they would handle near-limitless power and the heavy responsibilities it brings. The man from U.N.C.L.E. blending style, wit, and Cold War intrigue, the man from U.N.C.L.E. emerges as an exhilarating ride through the glamorous yet perilous 1960s. At its core are two agents, CIA operative Napoleon Solo, played by Henry Cavill, and KGB officer Ilya Kuryakin, forced to cooperate in a high-stakes mission. Their initial hostility, fueled by ideological differences and personal grudges, generates a sparkling friction that propels the film forward. From the moment these two meet, it's evident they embody contrasting approaches to espionage. Solo, suave and poised, relies on charm and cunning to glean secrets from unsuspecting marks. Kuryakin, on the other hand, is brooding and methodical, as if carved from ice. A silent threat who'd rather break down a door than talk his way through it. Their mismatched partnership becomes one of the film's highlights, providing comedic tension and action-packed sequences that move at breakneck speed. Adding another layer of unpredictability is Gabi Teller, Alicia Vikander, who finds herself dragged into a clandestine world of double crosses and hidden agendas. The trio must infiltrate a shadowy criminal organization rumored to be developing nuclear weaponry. Every scene is a delightful mix of 1960s chic, complete with tailored suits, vintage cars, and mod-era tunes, and nerve-wracking close calls that remind us these agents can't let their guard down for a second. Henry Cavill's portrayal of Solo radiates confidence, as though he's always one witty remark away from diffusing any tense situation. Yet the film ensures neither Solo nor Kuryakin stands as mere caricatures. Each has vulnerabilities revealed at key moments. Director Guy Ritchie injects his signature flair for snappy dialogue and clever editing, resulting in chase scenes and standoffs that crackle with energy. But beneath the playful banter lies a story about unity in the face of global threat. Two sworn enemies realize that collaboration might be the only way to preserve international stability. The film manages to be both cheeky and sincere, celebrating a golden era of spy thrillers while also acknowledging the deeper complexities of cross-border alliances. Ultimately, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is an ode to style, partnership, and the risky game of espionage, capturing the essence of an era when intrigue and elegance walked hand in hand. 3. The Count of Monte Cristo. Adapted from Alexandre Dumas's timeless novel, The Count of Monte Cristo, plunges us into a world where betrayal, passion, and vengeance simmer just beneath the surface of aristocratic refinement. We follow Edmond Dantes, a wide-eyed sailor brimming with optimism, whose life takes a horrifying turn when false accusations of treason land him in the notorious Chateau d'If prison. There, condemned to isolation, Edmond's once naive heart hardens into an instrument of retribution. Inside the prison's cold walls, he encounters Abbe Faria, a fellow captive who imparts both education and a clue to a hidden fortune. This knowledge transforms Edmond's despair into a relentless focus: escape and revenge. When he finally breaks free, he reinvents himself as the enigmatic Count of Monte Cristo. Flamboyant, wealthy, and determined to dismantle the lives of those who betrayed him. Henry Cavill takes on the role of Albert Mondego, adding another layer of intrigue as the next generation gets swept into the legacy of deceit. The film masterfully balances rollicking, swashbuckling with an undercurrent of moral complexity. Each subtle move Edmond makes in high society circles is part of a greater puzzle, leaving audiences marveling at his meticulous strategy. Yet the more he tightens his web, the more questions arise. Is there a price too great to pay for vengeance? Does the pursuit of justice risk transforming the seeker into the very monster he despises? The sumptuous settings, from gilded Parisian ballrooms to hidden coves brimming with treasure, highlight the contrast between Edmond's humble beginnings and his luxurious new persona. Even so, the real drama unfolds in the emotional turmoil swirling beneath the Count's polished exterior. Resentment boils over at old adversaries while unspoken yearnings surface when he's confronted by Mercedes, the woman he loved before fate tore them apart. Ultimately, the Count of Monte Cristo is a riveting examination of human nature, ambition, and redemption. It questions whether wealth and power can truly offer solace for the wounds of the past, or if genuine peace requires letting go of the anger that fuels revenge. For anyone who's ever dreamed of righting old wrongs or seeking absolution from life's cruelties, this story resonates with a potency that transcends centuries. 2. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Imagine a vast tapestry of gods, warriors, and cosmic threats, amplified by the distinctive vision of one director. That's precisely what Zack Snyder's Justice League delivers, a colossal 4-hour epic that redefines DC's pantheon of heroes. Picking up where previous installments left off, this version immerses us in a darker, more elaborate world where Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg unite to confront the alien menace, Steppenwolf, before a far greater evil emerges. The heart of the story lies in the resurrected hope symbolized by Superman's return. Henry Cavill's portrayal feels renewed, reflecting both the hero's resurrection and Snyder's expansive narrative scope. Yet the film isn't just about the Man of Steel. It devotes significant time to characters like Cyborg, whose tragic backstory gets far more emotional weight here, unveiling a hidden depth that was only teased before. The same goes for Flash, whose wide-eyed curiosity and comedic touch break the solemn tone, reminding us that even in the darkest conflicts, there's room for earnest optimism. Visually, the Snyder Cut weaves a grand tapestry of moody grays and deep blacks, contrasted with vibrant bursts of color when the heroes launch into action. Sweeping slow-motion scenes and meticulously choreographed battles transform each clash into an operatic spectacle. Meanwhile, the soundtrack is charged with a blend of majestic choirs and pulsating percussion, amplifying the sense that the fate of the universe truly hangs in the balance. One of the film's most resonant aspects is the team's collective struggle with personal demons. Bruce Wayne is haunted by guilt over Superman's death, Diana grapples with an unfulfilled longing for her bygone world, and Aquaman wrestles with his uncertain place between land and sea. By recognizing they can't face intergalactic threats alone, these icons form a found family, sharing burdens and forging bonds that transcend their individual conflicts. In essence, Zack Snyder's Justice League isn't only an explosive superhero film, it's a testament to the power of collaboration and second chances. The extended runtime might be daunting, but it offers a holistic, immersive saga that stands as a bold statement. Even when all seems lost, unity and determination can spark miracles. For fans eager to see DC's legends in their most operatic, unfiltered form, this film stands as a monumental and gratifying triumph. 1. Mission Impossible. Fallout. Hold on tight because Mission Impossible. Fallout catapults you into a relentless globe-trotting adventure where the stakes are life or death at every turn. Ethan Hunt, played by the indomitable Tom Cruise, returns with his trusted team, Luther Stickell, Ving Rhames, and Benji Dunn, Simon Pegg, to confront a new menace known as the Apostles. Fueled by a grim ideology that aims to reshape the world through nuclear chaos, these villains push Hunt's resourcefulness to the limit. If that weren't enough, the imposing August Walker, Henry Cavill, is assigned by the CIA to shadow Hunt, leading to friction that threatens to undermine the mission from within. What sets this installment apart is the sheer intensity of its set pieces, from an audacious high-altitude halo jump to breathtaking chases through the streets of Paris. Each sequence ramps up the tension. And unlike many action films that let spectacle overshadow story, Fallout manages to make the stakes deeply personal. Hunt's moral compass faces regular tests. Should he save one life at the risk of condemning thousands, or remain laser-focused on the bigger picture? This ethical quandary adds gravity, ensuring the thrilling visuals never feel hollow. Henry Cavill's presence as Walker injects a new dynamic into the franchise. His stoic demeanor and brute force approach stand in stark contrast to Ethan's more calculated style. Their clash is both physical, culminating in the now iconic helicopter sequence through mountainous terrain, and philosophical, highlighting the difference between blind orders and nuanced decision-making. As these two alpha figures collide, the tension ripples through every scene, leaving viewers to question who they can truly trust. Director Christopher McQuarrie skillfully balances ensemble chemistry with jaw-dropping action. Scenes where the team discusses strategy show an unbreakable bond forged over previous missions, but the threat of betrayal lingers, courtesy of Walker's suspicious role. The cinematography, reveling in panoramic shots of London skylines and cliffside peril, underscores the epic scope of each mission, while the raw stunts maintain a visceral edge rarely seen in modern blockbusters. In Mission Impossible Fallout, the line between success and catastrophe is razor thin, and that's exactly where Ethan Hunt operates best. The result is a thrilling, fast-paced experience that merges emotional depth with pulse-pounding mayhem, cementing this chapter as a high point in a franchise that continually redefines the art of the impossible. If these powerful stories piqued your curiosity, show us some love. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite Henry Cavill film, and subscribe or share this video to keep the cinematic magic alive. Your support means the world. Thank you for watching.